Hi everyone, my name is Oskar, and today I want to introduce you to the concept of Solarpunk. My presentation will be rather short, but hopefully substantial. So, the Solarpunk is a literary and artistic movement that envisions and works towards actualizing and sustainable future interacted with nature and community. And the solar represents solar energy as a renewable energy source and an optimistic vision of the future that rejects climate promises. And while the punk refers to the concept-cultural, post-capitalist, and the colonial enthusiasm for creating such a future. And you see the fictional Solarpunk club, and the term Solarpunk was coined in 2008 in a blog post titled "From Steampunk to Solarpunk," but it changed its popularity after 2014. And Solarpunk comes indirectly from the concept of cyberpunk. To know what is Solarpunk, we need to know what cyberpunk is. I think I don't need to say exactly what the cyberpunk is because it's already quite popular in our pop culture. But cyberpunk is subgenre of science fiction in a dystopian futuristic setting that tends to focus on combination of low life and high tech. And you see below examples of some of the most relevant and most popular works from the world of cyberpunk. And aesthetic of cyberpunk is characterized by dark, harsh, and dehumanized cityscapes full of neon, advertising, smoke, and rain. And then Solarpunk is a completely different style. It's proposed by Solarpunk. And here you see a fragment of a short animation. It's considered the best production in the Solarpunk aesthetic. And it's commercial. So the funny thing is it's not fit into the Solarpunk idea, but this animation represents general aesthetics of Solarpunk. And this animation is obvious reference of Japanese studio Ghibli, known, for example, for My Neighbor's Totoro, if someone knows. Yeah. And there's more works like Barbulka, example of Polish artist and her poster for a competition in the region of Poland. Known for its coal mines. Yeah, and on the left and on the right, you see poster from a collective from Germany. And like you see, Solarpunk aesthetic is dominated by a manga-inspired drawing. But there's more illustration by Dustin Jacobs. At the moment, he is the person who created the most illustration in the Solarpunk style, mainly conceptual graphic vision, the Solarpunk world. On the left, you see Solarpunk aesthetics book. On the right, Czech architecture magazine. Yeah. Another drawings by Dustin Jacobs. In this case, it's a book written by Eric Hunting about design and aesthetics Solarpunks. And in 2021 competition was held to visualize the Solarpunk, where the two main prizes were won by Dustin Jackson and Commander Dragon Steel, I mentioned before, and Helia Jam. And the Commander Dragon Steel is a collective from Germany, and you can find them on Facebook. They specialize in murals and events, and you can see their lecture at the University of Cambridge. And on the right is a poster from a conference Rome. But will be another online conference on June. Unfortunately, the ticket cost $60, which in my opinion is a bit uncertain. But there is always the conference I showed earlier, available for free on YouTube. Solarpunk is not only other content such Becky Chambers' book, which is considered the first book of Solarpunk. There's also a great Facebook group. There are not only artworks, but a lot of discussion about the Anthropocene and how through Solarpunk you can change the world for the better. And the meme from this group, which I think captured their spirit well, in my opinion. There's also a podcast about it, or a Polish radio program in which the host talks about the idea of Solarpunk and select music that reflect its spirit, and you can find in internet. Is Dancing in Dystopia Solarpunk by Asia Kaniewska. There's even scientific papers on Solarpunk, or many articles in the press, like BBC News. So, finally, one quotation and one manifest sums up what Solarpunk is. So the steampunk, the word you go for the style. Cyberpunk, the word you go for the action. And Solarpunk, the word you actually want to live in for happy life. And the manifesto, we are Solarpunk because the only other option are denial or despair. And that's all I want to show today. So although Solarpunk is a young trend and not a lot of work has been produced, but it has much deeper subject than what I shown. And I hope I have inspired you to explore the world of Solarpunk. I discovered the Solarpunk myself just a month ago, and I'm delighted. And I really like the idea of Solarpunk goes beyond aesthetics and try to act on the real world. So yeah, I finished. So thank you for my attention.